Triple Italy, no England, and a premium front three. Welcome to the Gianni Battici YouTube show. Hope you guys are well. This is my locked team selection. There's been loads of tinkering over the last couple of weeks. My locked team selection for match day one. We're going to see my team in just a sec. Before we do, it's important when we see my team to realize my chip strategy. I am effectively playing 4 free hits in a row. If you play FPL, you'll know what free hits are about. So match day 2, I'll be using a wild card. Match day 3, I'll be using limitless. Match day 4, everyone uses a wild card. So 4 different teams. So when you see this team, just know I'm picking it for 1 week only, and I'll be doing the same for the next 4 rounds. Pretty exciting stuff. Buzzing about that. Guys, if you fancy hitting those buttons before we see my 15, like and subscribe. That'd be amazing. Thank you, as always, for your support as we go into the last few hours before the deadline. So let's start off, shall we, with my goalkeepers. I mean, there's been loads of good 4.5 million options. I think in the game at 5 million, Pickford is probably the best option. But knowing I'm looking at match day 1 only, well, I fancy both these teams, Ukraine and Holland, to get close to a clean sheet. I think one of them cleans at least. So Holland have got a good fixture against Poland, and Ukraine play Romania. So both 2 good options here. What's important about your goalkeeper pairings is they have to make sure they play on different days. If the first one doesn't perform, you substitute them out. The beauty of this game. But if they play on the same day, you can't do that. So Verbruggen and Lunin are in for me. Only spending 9 million there. Very happy about that. This is where it gets controversial. Triple Italy defense. Yeah, that's right. Why am I going triple Italy defense? Well, look, the bookies think Italy will keep a clean sheet. Only Italy and Germany, I think they're backing for a clean sheet in terms of 50% chance or better. And I look at the money I'm spending here, 13.5 million for 3 Italy defenders. Now, let's talk about them one by one, because one of them is nailed and an amazing option everyone should have. One of them is a great enabler, and the other one is a high risk but high upside punt. So DeMarco at 5 million, I feel like should be in most teams. I don't like telling managers how to pick the teams, but if you haven't got DeMarco, I'd question why. He's 5 million, playing as a wing-back, set pieces. And against Albania, you fancy them for a clean sheet. Fede DeMarco is Italy's arguably one of their best players. Now, Buongiorno is 4.5 million and should start in the centre of the back 3. If you want to know how Italy are going to line up and my percentage odds of them all starting, I've done a video just on Italy. But whilst I say DeMarco is nailed, Buongiorno is around 85% likely to start, in my opinion. At 4.5 million, don't expect attacking returns. He's the middle of the back 3. He's the pivot. But if he gets a clean sheet, you're very happy with that. And then at 4 million is the joker in the pack, the wild card pick. If Cambiasso starts, he'll make a mockery of his price tag. Will he start? $1 million question. No one knows yet. There is a press conference for Italy scheduled on Friday. We might find out more information. There's often team leaks with Italy. They do play Saturdays. So closer to the deadline, if we get a leaked team, there could be a swap out of Cambiasso for me. But at the moment, he's in, and I rate him at 60% likely to start. I'm hoping it's Di Lorenzo right centre-back, Cambiasso right wing-back. He plays high and wide, guys. High and wide at 4 million. If he doesn't play and I have him in my team, remember in this game, we get substitutions. Yeah, I get a point for Cambiasso because he comes off for a 10-minute cameo. Well, that's fine because I'm going to want my 3 subs coming on anyway because they're Portugal players. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine to have 1 or 2 players that are risky picks in terms of starting selection. If they don't start or don't get you points, you're only going to accrue points for 11 if you're 15. Remember that, right? Mittelstadt at 4 million again. A bit like DeMarco, I'd question why he wouldn't be in your team. The starting left back for Germany at 4 million. Yeah, we like that very much. And then I've gone for someone that very few will know much about. De Krupa is a Belgian wing back. He plays in Belgium, so not many people know him because not many people watch the likes of Club Brugge or Anderlecht. But he's 4.5 million. You can get fast for 4 million as a centre-back, but for an extra 0.5 at Belgium, go for the guy that might get a goal or an assist. He's had loads of attacking returns last year in the Belgian league. He's going to be starting because of the injuries they've got. I like him as an option. And again, I like that Belgium fixture. This team we're about to see is big on Belgium. It's triple Belgium. It's triple Italy. It's double Portugal. It's double Holland. I'm only picking a couple of teams here. Portugal shirt, Holland shirt, Germany shirt, Italy shirt. Yeah, like I've got them all covered. Pure coincidence that. So look, this is about stacking on the teams you back with the high ceiling. And I'll be doing the same in match day 2 and 3. Loads of people have said, oh, no England players. I'll have England players in match day 2 and 3, very likely. So it's just about weighing up the fixtures you want to chase in match day 1. And the fixtures I want to chase are pretty key and pretty obvious. So without further ado, shall we see my midfielders? Later in the show, by the way, I've got some great stats for you on attacking odds and clean sheet odds. I think that's really important to consider. So stay tuned for that at the end of the show. And thank you guys, as always, for supporting with your subscribes. That is awesome to see. Right, midfield. Ho ho! Excited about this. Let's start with the expensive ones, shall we? The three. Let's start with the 3 players that have been in every single draft I've made. De Bruyne, Bruno Fernandes, and Florian Wirtz. The 3 of them haven't left my team. And I like the price point, and I like the teams, and I like the fixtures. So look, De Bruyne at 9.5. He ain't cheap. He ain't cheap. But if he combines for attacking returns with the likes of Trossard and Lukaku, which I think he can it with their opposition, then he's a high upside pick, De Bruyne. He's on all the set pieces. The creative points are there for him. Wirtz of Germany could have a breakthrough tournament. I still am kind of like, oh, there's going to be one German player for me that shines in the first couple of games. Is it going to be Havertz? Is it going to be Florian Wirtz? Is it going to be Musiala? Is it going to be Gundogan? Wirtz has got the great price point at 7.5. He's $1 million less than Musiala. He is more expensive than Gundogan, but he's had a hell of a season for Leverkusen. He's going to be, I think, my captain going into match day 1. And then Bruno Fernandes. He hasn't left my team. He has had, on average, of something like 1.3 attacking returns per game for Portugal in the last 2 years. This guy gets assists and goals for fun. And this Portugal team, boy, does it score a lot of goals. It scores a ton of goals, guys. So going big on Portugal attack, I think, given their group, would be a wise decision. There's a little bit of uncertainty over that Portugal lineup because it is so good. I would argue Portugal have got the best squad in the tournament. It will probably be a back 3 with wing backs. The wing backs should be Cancelo and Dalot. In the middle of the park, the likes of Paulinho should start. But then you've got, when you look at the attacking 3 spots, you've got Ronaldo nailed, Bruno Fernandes in the number 10, but the attacking 3 ahead of Bruno. You've got Ronaldo, and then you've got 2 from Rafa Leao, Neto, Conceição, Jota. There's a ton of options. I think João Felix, if I didn't mention him, it's going to be Ronaldo, Leao, and then one other, maybe Conceição on the right-hand side. It's a really interesting team. If you're punting on Portugal, there will be uncertainty over starts for some of those players. I would say go Bruno, go Ronaldo, possibly consider Rafa Leao, but he is listed as a forward. And then we've got the sort of the picks, the mid-price to lower price picks. Do we look at 7 million Xavi Simons and think he's just a bit of a meh pick? Well, he scored for Holland in their last friendly. He's playing right of a front 3. There will be rotation with Simons and Frimpong. Frimpong is a right back, but he ain't replacing Dumfries. And Koeman has said he could play in the front 3. So he sees Frimpong as an option for the right-hand side. Frimpong and Xavi Simons will rotate a lot. Frimpong is listed as a defender, playing in the front 3, by the way, but I don't think he'll start. I'm going for Xavi Simons to start. They play Portugal. I'm going for Holland goals. It's a fun-looking attack with Gakpo, with Depay. With the wing-backs, I like Holland, or the full-backs bombing forward, like Denzel Dumfries. So Xavi Simons is a bit of a differential pick. There's a load of differentials in here when we look at the ownership of a lot of these players, by the way. That backline is full of differentials other than Mittelstadt and DeMarco. Gula and Xavi Simons are proper differentials. Even De Bruyne feels like one. So Gula for Turkey, 5.5. He should start. He isn't nailed, but again, at 5.5, he doesn't have to be. You're allowed some risky picks in terms of team selection. If he does start, he's one of Turkey's most creative players. This guy's been picked up by Real Madrid. This guy scored a banger in a friendly from like 30 yards only a couple of days ago. Turkey have got a good group. Sure, I don't want him when he plays Portugal, but when he's playing the other teams in the group, yeah, you want him in your team. I think he can get points against the likes of Georgia, for example. So Gula is in, again, as a little bit of a joker in the pack there. So far, you might be looking at this team going, it's full of differentials and he hasn't spent much money. Well, I've spent money on my front three. So we'll have a look at them, shall we? Guys, if you have any comments, by the way, about your team, then please do drop a comment below. If you're got comments about my team, I want to see them too. If you're a channel member, then you get priority when I do these lives. Any comment is always answered. I try and answer any question anyway, but when we do lives as well, channel members always get the priority in the chat. And I will be doing a live on Friday on this channel, Friday late afternoon, ahead of the deadline. So stay tuned for that. That's more of a live, not to lock in my team. This team I don't think is changing. It's more to answer your questions. So come along if you fancy it on Friday late afternoon, early evening. Front three, here we go. You might be thinking he's definitely got Mbappe. He's probably got... No, he's not got Kane. And now I did have Scamacca early doors, right? I did have Scamacca and 2 Italy defenders. But the more and more I look at it, the more and more I wanted Ronaldo. And I saw Portugal play in their last warm-up game when Ronaldo scored that amazing goal with his left foot only a couple of days ago. And I just feel like going into his last major competition, probably, you want Ronaldo in your team, especially for match day 1 when the fixture is there. So Scamacca's come out. It's allowed me to go triple Italy defence. And Ronaldo is in alongside Mbappe and Lukaku. So Ronaldo is cheaper than the likes of Mbappe and Kane at 10. You can't have Mbappe and Kane for me. Match day 1, where you can, but you've got big compromises elsewhere. So Mbappe just edges it. I do like Mbappe versus Austria. I do like Kane versus Serbia, but I think Mbappe edges it for me. I think the fixture is slightly easier, and I think the player maybe comes with slightly higher ceiling. And then we have Lukaku at 9 million. I mean, guys, I'm shocked at Lukaku's ownership. For me, Lukaku at 9 million is an absolute bargain. Again, I keep coming back to it, given the opposition. We're going to see this when I show you the stats in a minute in terms of chances of scoring goals. But you expect both Belgium and Portugal to put up high goal scoring, especially in the group, but especially in match day 1. So these guys are all in for me in the front line. And I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with the team. I can't see it changing much. Sorry, I can't see it changing at all. The only reason this team is changing is if we hear any team news, if we get a team leak. For example, if I hear that Cambiasso is out, I might consider shuffling the pack a little bit to get, say, Di Lorenzo in and then downgrade someone like a Xavi Simons. But other than that, it's set. Like, I'm really happy. And again, we know the Germany team. Wirtz is in, Mittelstadt is in. Nothing's going to change. So I'm I am locked. Captaincy, I'm on Wirtz for match day 1. Shall we talk a little bit about captaincy as we go on, though? Because I expect I'm going to be twisting a lot rather than sticking. The game of stick or twist makes it so much fun, by the way. So when we look at captaincy, I've just lined this up by date. So let's talk captaincy and substitutions. Firstly, subs. Make sure the guys playing at the end of the match day are on your bench. And that is because you then give everyone a chance of getting points because they can't get points on your bench. And if they don't get points, you swap them out for a player that can still play. So, for example, those playing on the 18th should be on your bench. Your goalkeepers, make sure the guy playing first is in your starting 11. Now, captaincy, we know we get 1 per match day if you need it. So on the 14th, we have Wirtz for me, right? When I look at the 15th, well, I've got Italy playing. Great. Options there. For me, it's probably going to be DeMarco, right? And then we look at the 16th, and I have Xavi Simons as, I think, the only guy playing on the 16th, which is fine. Like, if I need to go there, I do. I have Rebruggen as well. But this is where it gets really fun. On the 17th, I've got Belgium and France. I am tempted to back Lukaku if I need to over Mbappe. I know. I think that's what I'll end up doing. I really do. If I get that far down the line and I'm not happy with my captaincy points, I think I'll end up going Lukaku over Mbappe on the 17th, which I know is controversial, but I think that could be loads of fun. And then if I need to take it off Lukaku on the final day, what better player to hang your hat on for some points when everyone else has gone and got big Mbappe points and I haven't, than Cristiano Ronaldo? on the 18th. So that's another reason for me to have a Ronaldo in my team. So that is how I'm set for captaincy. This is how my 11 is set up with my subs. Let's have a look at that data that I've mentioned, because this is really cool and this is really good, I think, to start absorbing. Now, this is from Rob T on Twitter. This is based on the spread betting markets. The bookies are rarely wrong. So it's ordered from top to bottom on the left-hand side of projected goals, and then same for clean sheets down the right-hand side. So on the left, we've got goals. On the right, we've got clean sheets. Let's just do goals. These are the teams that the bookies think will score more than 2 goals or 2 goals. They think Portugal, Italy, England, Belgium, France, and Germany are all good for 2 goals. These are the players, the teams that should be represented in your attack. Now, I look at it, I've got Germany attack covered. Great. I've got France attack covered. I've got double Belgium attack. I don't have England. I don't have Italy attack, but I do have Italy defenders. And I've got double Portugal attack, right? Feel fairly well set there. What about the clean sheet odds, though? Well, my defenders, I've got Belgium defender, 42% likely to keep a clean sheet. Okay. I've got a German defender, though, at 52%. And I've got Italy triple at 52. If Italy don't keep clean, it's probably not going to be the best of game weeks. It's a gamble. But you've only got 7 match days to have fun. I'm going for it. So they think Germany and Italy are the only 2 rated over 50% to get a clean sheet. If they're under 50%, the bookie is saying probably don't think they're going to get a clean sheet. Interestingly enough, teams like France, 40%, Spain, 38%, not massively fancied, and Netherlands at 42%, many have got Verbruggen in goal. There we go. So that is the data. You've seen my team. I hope you've taken a little bit of inspiration from it. But guys, my biggest advice in this game is to simply always play your own game. Pick the players you want to pick. You've only got 7 match days to have fun. This isn't FPL where your rank history might be really important to you. This is a game to go and have a little bit of fun with. Go toss a coin, go roll the dice, twist instead of sticking on captaincy quite often. Have fun with it. I'm going to be doing a team selection video ahead of every match day. So when you hit that deadline, or that deadline is approaching, probably the day before, expect to see a video from me. I'm also going to try and do some live deadline streams, including one tomorrow late afternoon. So guys, thank you for watching. On your way out, please do like the show, but also subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you very soon. Good luck, guys. Bye-bye.